Hello Aquarius, thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Lima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reisch's, R-E-I-S-C-H. Alright, relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where necessary. Alright, where are we? I feel like there's some start. This and this is where I feel like we're starting. Which, you got the Fruitless Wind card is what I call it, the Five of Swords. I feel like you're getting along. And I don't know why that's how this is starting, but it's like you're getting along with your partner. But one of the reasons you're getting along is because I feel like you're letting a lot of things slide. A lot of things slide. In the sense of like, you're just feeling like almost a little empty, I feel, because you're not really expressing what you're thinking or feeling. And I'm getting, it just feels like you're kind of there, but you're not really engaged in the situation, because it's almost like at the moment you don't feel like you can say what you're feeling or thinking without it becoming a problem. And then on your partner's side, where they're standing, is the Five of Cups with the Passion. I feel like they seem to think there's damage here. I feel like they're looking at the situation like there's damage here, like something isn't right. They seem kind of upset about that, to tell you the truth. Like everything is not destroyed, but they feel like there's been a misstep. And something isn't feeling right to them. They know the way you're communicating is not normal for you. And they're feeling disconnected because of it. It's almost like a catch-22 for you is what I'm getting. It's almost like you feel like you can't say what you want to say because your partner seems a little bit sensitive right now. But the fact that you're not, your partner seems to be picking up that that's not normal you. And they're worried that there's a problem here. The passion is kind of like they don't know what to do about this, and they're worried that this is going to be a problem. That this is really going to be a problem. The passion is reinforcing, like, passion doesn't always have to be a positive thing. Let's put it that way. I feel like it's a sad passion. It's kind of like they're really worried and getting worked up about it. Now, right above your card for the Fruitless Wind, they have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, they don't have any plans on going anywhere. I just feel like the way you're reacting to them right now, they're worried that you're shutting down or you're checking out. They don't have any plans to go anywhere, but I feel like they're questioning if you do. And the challenge card for them is the Page of Cups. They're afraid that you're not talking to them because maybe the feelings have been damaged. Maybe you don't love them as much as you used to. Is that right? Okay. It seems dramatic, but that's what I'm getting. They have no intentions of moving on from this relationship, but they're afraid that maybe you do. And I feel what's going on your side, though. Your challenge card is the Strength card. You're just trying to not make things an issue. You're just trying to get along. You're just feeling like right now, if you say something, it just could be taken the wrong way. You're just not feeling comfortable with it for whatever reason. And I don't feel like a direct connection, which is interesting. So for some of you, it could be like you've been having issues with your partner, or I feel like for others of you, it's more like you're having issues outside the relationship, maybe at work or somewhere else, and somebody else has snapped at you and kind of made you feel like what you say causes problems or something like that. And now you've kind of gone into this mode where you're kind of shutting down and you're kind of pulling back from people. And it just seems like this is also happening with your partner, where you're pulling back from your partner. Because I feel the challenge card here is you're trying to hold it together, you're trying to do what you feel is right, but I feel like the Strength card is saying you're taking it the wrong direction. It's not so much about what you say, it's about, you know, who you're saying it to and if they understand you. Because I feel like you can be a very sharp communicator when you want to be. And people who understand you, even people who understand you, I understand that there may be days where they just don't take you the right way. But once once that is ironed out and they understand, like, oh, okay, this is what you meant, once it's ironed out, they're fine. But I feel like what's lingering on your side is kind of like you feel like people are looking at you like you say things purposely to get people upset, and that's not what you're doing. Sometimes you say things to kind of stir the pot, but that's to the result to get to the truth of a matter, not to like make people feel upset or to make them feel bad. Now, I feel like you're working through this energy. I do feel like you're working through this energy, and there's something about what you're doing right now is actually good. It's just I feel like you're taking it the wrong way. I feel like the shutting down, it's got a purpose to a point, but I feel like it's time to kind of move out of that energy at this point, if that's hitting with you. Because when I'm getting with the Empress card and the Aphrodite's love spell, I feel like you're just trying to find a way for people to be more comfortable around you, just to get along with people a little better. But I feel like negating your personality to the point where you just don't feel happy, don't feel comfortable, or like you can just say what you want, that's not working either. Because the Empress here with the Aphrodite's love spell, where you're standing, is you're trying to see it from everybody's perspective, which is a good thing. And it's good to see it from everybody's perspective, but not living through everybody's perspective. You got to live through your own, and you got to live the way you feel is right. You got to be your natural self, and then viewing what you've said from a 360 view, that's good. But like walking on eggshells because you're feeling, anything I say can and will be held against me, that's not working. And I feel like if this reading is hitting, that might be the energy you're in right now. Because you just want people to like you, you want to get along with people, you're not trying to upset people. And I'm getting spiritually, the Four of Swords is like, I feel like your communication, I feel like you're shutting down your own communication. If this reading is hitting, I feel like you're shutting down your own communication. But it's not just towards your partner, it's probably going different ways as well to other people. I don't feel like that's good. Like it's okay for a moment to get perspective and to think things through on your own. For a moment it's okay, but ultimately that should be a temporary thing. That shouldn't go on too long. Now, your partner, I'm coming in back to your partner again, and I'm seeing this Two of Cups. I'm seeing the Two of Cups energy. They seem to want to be closer to you. They're waiting for you to talk to them again. It's not like you're not talking to them at all. It's not like you're giving them the cold shoulder, but they know you're not, you're not expressing how you really feel about certain things. You're not getting into deeper conversations, and they know you better than that, and it makes them nervous that you're not. They want to be close to you. They have a lot of love for you. I just feel like they're uncomfortable. What actually makes this better on your side is the Queen of Swords energy, which of course don't get caught up in the gender of these cards, but this is a very heartfelt communication, heartfelt talk, very intelligent person, but it's a heartfelt talk. When I feel the Queen here, she brings forth her truth. She acknowledges emotions, she acknowledges how people feel, how she feels, but she's very analytical and very smart. And I feel you bringing this forward and just kind of like putting it out there, especially an intimate talk with your partner. This is what I've been going through, this is why I've been acting the way I've been acting, or why I've been holding back. That seems to make the big deal, but a big difference, because that's clicking into your partner as the Eight of Pentacles. It's helping them feel a lot better. It's bringing the strength into play for them. They're feeling like things are very, very, very safe. They're feeling a lot stronger. They just need you to come forward and say, well, this is why I've been doing what I've been doing. This is how I've been feeling. Because I feel like what makes them better is to realize everything is fine. Everything is in order. Like the harvest is here. And I feel like the harvest is saying, like, you're moving on from that phase. Like, I feel like you were a little bit quieter for a while. If this is hitting, I really feel like you had a quiet period. The harvest is them realizing that phase is over, feeling like everything is secure, everything is good in the land, like you're good, they're good, things around both of you are good. The Emperor is telling me they're feeling a lot more secure and stable. I feel you here with the Nine of Cups, kind of like, you know what? I went through a period where I was a little bit quieter. It served its purpose, but I need to move on from that. I don't need to be completely silent for people to be okay with me. I just need to be aware after the fact, like maybe something didn't hit right, and if that's the case, then I need to backtrack and just make sure that I'm understood for what I really wanted to be heard, rather than people taking these misunderstandings too far. Are we good? I felt like that like really started to pick up speed there at some point. So, I know we went through all the cards. Did everything come through? Alright, I feel like we're good with this part. Alright, let's go into Aquarius singles. What do we have for Aquarian singles? Messages for Aquarian singles. Alright. What do we have for Aquarians that are single? Empowering information that shows them the truth of a situation and helps them move forward in a way that they're ready to and want to. Help them decide if a situation is right for them or not right for them. We're going to have to wait till we read these. I want to say this is going to go really well, but there's a couple cards here that make me wonder like what we're going through before we get there. So let's see. Something I felt. The glamour. The glamour wants to pop out, and then there's new beginnings at the bottom too. I do feel like a new beginning is going to happen, so I feel like you're heading towards a new beginning, but the glamour, that's the kicker. I feel like something here, there's something here isn't coming off right. Now, the glamour. The Five of Cups is in the past. You've experienced emotional loss. And when I say emotional loss, I feel like I feel like you've had relationships that everything else seemed great, but the relationships still fell apart. Like, you might have treated each other well. It seemed like your lives matched up, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. And I'm getting more of an emotional loss in the sense of like there's relationships in the past, or at least one in particular, that I feel nothing was really wrong. Like nothing, if you look at it on paper, nothing looked wrong, but it still ended anyway. And it was more about the emotional connection or the lack of it, whatever way. And I feel like that's the emotional loss. And I feel like that's really something that's stuck with you. Because this person that's coming around you now, I actually feel like you're worried because everything looks good on paper again. Your lives seem to fit. You seem to be respectful of each other. It seems like it's good. But the thing is, you got the Queen of Cups here in your environment. While she does hold a lot of passion, and I do feel like this person has a lot of passion towards you, of course, don't get caught up in the gender of the card. But what I'm getting here is one thing that the Queen of Cups can easily do is hold back her feelings. If she doesn't want you to know how she feels, she can put that glamour in front of you so you don't know how she feels. If she's protecting herself, she, he, they, don't get caught up in the gender of the card. But if they don't want you to know, you're not going to know. That's a problem here. That's a problem here. Because this person isn't letting you know how they feel. They do have a lot of feelings for you, though. Honest, passionate feelings towards you. But they're not letting you know. And again, at the top, you got the Eight of Pentacles with the Imagination card. Eight of Pentacles is telling me it looks good on paper. You're respectful, you're nice to each other, seems like you get along, your lives fit together. It looks all good on paper. But the Imagination is telling me, I've had something like this before. I don't care if it looks good on paper. If this person doesn't love me, we're not doing it. I don't care how good it looks on paper. I don't care how nice we are to each other. I don't care how well we get along. If I don't have that passion, if I don't have the passion, I don't want it. And that's the Imagination, is saying you don't know what this person's feeling. You don't know what they're thinking, but I feel like you're kind of worried that it's not what you want. That you're thinking, this person sees me as an investment, not as a lover. And I don't want that. That's what I'm getting. Now, that is why you got this card at the bottom. The Three of Swords. You're feeling heartbreak because you do love this person already. I don't feel like you'd even be bothering if you didn't already have passionate feelings towards them. But the Three of Swords is telling me you're upset because you're afraid that don't feel for you, you're actually, I feel like you're kind of convincing yourself that they don't, to be fair, but you have feelings for them. And I'm seeing you're standing here in this spot of justice like, I will not do that again. I do not want a relationship where everything else is great except that the passion is not there. I do not want it. And in the center, this is interesting because I feel the Six of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords. Don't get caught up in the gender, of course, but this Queen is you. So no matter what your gender may be, I feel like this is explaining how you're coming forward. You're telling how you feel. You're telling what you're seeing. You're saying, I know we get along great. I know everything gets along perfectly, but I don't think you love me, and I don't want to fall for somebody who doesn't love me. I don't want to get involved with somebody who doesn't love me. I need somebody who's going to love me. And the Six of Pentacles is, I feel like you're giving of yourself. You're putting yourself right out there. You're telling this person, I like you as a person. I actually could fall in love with you. But I don't see you falling in love with me. Everything else is perfect, but I don't want a relationship with somebody who's not going to be actually in love with me. I want somebody who will be in love with me. And I feel like that's the Six of Pentacles is very much to me a balance card. It's give and take. I feel like you're putting yourself out there. You're just being flat out honest, and you're saying why you're thinking this might not be the road to go. This person, the Queen of Cups, very much, she can hold back her feelings, but she will tell you how she feels if she thinks it's warranted. And I feel like, of course, don't get caught up in the gender. I know I keep using the gender with this card. I feel like this person is going to tell you how they feel. They're going to come forward about why they're a little bit more protected about their feelings and why they're a little bit more cautious about sharing them. I feel like this is a really good talk that happens here. I feel like you give of yourself first, they give back. I feel like this balances back and forth. I feel like it balances very nicely. This talk happens. I feel like it takes you a little while to really soak it in. I feel like you want to mull it over yourself. I feel like it's a good talk. It ends well. You're continuing to see each other. I feel like you're having a moment here with the Three of Swords card because I feel like you literally convinced yourself that this was not going to work. And now that this person told you how they really feel and why they're so guarded and all that other good stuff, it's taking you a minute to defrost from that feeling. And you're kind of moving into the future, and I feel like you're moving away from this Three of Swords card and you're moving towards something better. I feel like what's happening is like you're getting more comfortable with that thought, and you're like, you know what? This person says they care. I can feel this working for me too. Why don't we give this a shot? It just takes you a little while to move on from this Three of Swords because I feel like you convinced yourself it was there. Now, this is a good card. The Death card with the Destiny. The death of the old way. The death of how you used to feel. The death of that Three of Swords. Getting rid of it. The death of the Three of Swords. You're jumping into this situation. This is in the future, but I feel like you're moving in. You're moving into this situation. You're like, this is what we're gonna do. I want to see each other exclusively. I want to be committed to each other. I feel the other person is very much on board with that, with the Queen of Cups energy. I'm getting the two of you are cementing in the future. The Death card with the Destiny is like, this is actually what you want. This is what needs to happen. Death of the old, bringing in the new. And where that relationship is leading you, good cheer, and the Six of Wands is typically the victory card. This is what you want. I really feel like you just need a minute to reset and to feel it out. I feel like you need to move on from that Three of Swords energy because I feel like there's some baggage from the last time that happened to you, if I'm going to be fair. I feel that pulling forward. So I feel like once you're processing that through, it takes you a minute to really like soak it in, think it over. It's a smart thing to do. I mean, Aquarians all the air signs are typically known for their intelligence. I mean, we'll be fair. Well, yes. I just feel like you're letting that go. And once you're ready, you start this moving forward, and it's smooth sailing from there on out because everything is there on paper, but the emotion is there too this time. I think we're good. I like how this ends. I think that ends really well. Alright, thank you for watching. I hope that helped. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.